Hey guys, what's going on? This is Mark Galdi from markgaldi.com, and today I just wanted to talk to you about fear and stretching yourself to get past the fear that's holding you back and becoming the person that you want and know you should be. So, have you ever been to an event and watched a speaker on stage and thought to yourself, wow, they are an incredible, dynamic speaker. I could never do what they're doing. I don't have the personality or the charisma, and there's no way I could get in front of all those people. But you know what? That's a lie you've convinced yourself of. The truth is, you can do it. And all it takes is a little confidence and some practice. Now, the cool thing is that with the practice will come more and more confidence. Now, the great speakers and communicators that you may admire, well, they weren't always great. They worked hard at it until they became great. Now, I bet many of them were right where you are right now, wondering if they would ever be able to do what they're now doing so easily. But the difference between them and most people is that they knew they weren't great speakers, but they did it anyway. They were afraid to pick up the phone just like you were and make those calls, but they did it anyway. They were afraid to be vulnerable on a video that they knew they should make, but they did it anyway. They pushed past their fear and they stretched themselves. It's like one of those big fat rubber bands that you try to wrap around something that's way too big and it has a hard time doing it at first, right? But over time, the band gets stretched and soon it can easily fit over things that once seemed much too big. So, like that rubber band, if you allow yourself to be stretched by doing things that are difficult, you're going to soon be doing what once seemed impossible as well. Now, there's a quote that I heard a while back, and I wish I could remember who said it so I could attribute it to them properly, but it goes something like this. Fear has two meanings: forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. Forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. So the choice is essentially yours. You choose to remain trapped in your fear, running from every challenge or adversity, or are you going to rise to the challenge and be all you were meant to be? But just understand that being all you can be means helping others as well. Now, if you choose not to face the fear, others are going to be affected by your decision. Many of them are never going to be able to rise out of debt or stay at home with their kids and give money to the poor, send their kids to college, take that dream vacation, or buy that dream house, whatever. All because you were afraid to tell them about your opportunity. Because you were so afraid of what others might think about you that you allowed it to paralyze you and keep you from helping others to be successful as well as yourself. So the question is, does what people may think about you really matter that much? And you know what? Let's be real here for a minute. People don't really think about us nearly as often as we think they do, right? So the question then is, why would we allow others to have so much power over us when fear is something it's imagined? It's a product of things that we built up in our mind. And here's the thing. Most people, when they do face their fears, they usually find it wasn't nearly as bad as they built it up to be in their head. So the only way to grow in life is to stretch yourself beyond what you think you can do. Now, you could choose to stay comfortable where you are, or you can push past the fears and you can be great. So it's your choice. Pinpoint your fear, confront it head on. That's the only way to deal with it, in my opinion. Sure, you can do a little bit at a time and still be moving forward, but the best way to effectively crush your fear is by confronting it directly and taking action against it. And while you're at it, kill that negative voice in your head, not allowing it any opportunity to become a belief. I'm talking about that subtle little voice in your head telling you you can't do something. So create new thoughts and actions and habits that are in opposition to the ones keeping you from achieving your goals. Reprogram your brain to think positively automatically as you feed it with positive thoughts and affirmations. Now, did you know that when we think about things that cause anxiety and fear, we literally experience many of the same emotions and triggers, and it triggers our brain in a similar ways to having actually experienced the things that we're thinking about? Isn't that crazy? Now, our brains are also very efficient in that they form patterns based on our typical responses to external situations. So the more that we fight our fear, the easier it is to continue to fight in the future. But unfortunately, the opposite is true as well. And if our pattern is to just take flight, then in a sense, we're going to be naturally programmed to react that way until the pattern is broken. So then taking control of our thoughts and not allowing negative or fearful thoughts to come in is very important. Over time, it's going to form how we interpret our world, how we view ourselves, and how we continue to either face or run from our fears. So remember, don't let what others might think about you stop you from being the success that you know you can be. push past the fear, and you will eventually be where you once thought you never could be. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a comment below, and until next time, dream big and passionately pursue your dreams. Take care, guys.